The future of Pokemon Go is possibly more bright than you think, especially how it's been lately. Let's dig in. We officially have the upcoming schedule for the game for the month of May, and honestly, it's a bit sweet and sour. The raid bosses to expect throughout the month of May include the current boss Tapu Bulu until May 2nd, which I honestly still haven't caught shiny yet, but it's not meta relevant at all, so kind of no stress catching this guy. Then from May 2nd until May 9th, we finally have the one and only shiny Genesect back in raids, which really makes this whole remote raid pass thing suck more. The last time shiny Genesect was available was, I think, all the way back in August of 2020, which is when the shiny was officially released for the first time. It hasn't been released back in the game since then. Genesect has been back multiple times though, but with a slightly different form each time, and they are never able to be shiny, which is why Genesect is always a really annoying raid boss, because new drive, same Genesect, can't be shiny. So finally, this month, the month of May, we'll get the shiny Shock Drive form for the first time ever in Pokemon Go, and honestly, it's decently relevant. Shock Drive Genesect is ranked 62nd in the Ultra League and 55th in the Masters League, and it's technically a decent bug-type attacker in the raids. Important to note that since Genesect is a mythical, it cannot be traded, so if you want a good IV one or a shiny one, you will have to raid or PvP for it. Then after this epic raid boss, we'll have the final shiny Tapu Fini, in raids from May 9th until May 24th. It's a long raid boss. Tapu Fini absolutely has the best shiny out of all of the Tapus and is also quite a beast in PvP, ranking 94th in the Great League, 20th in the Ultra League, and 68th in the Masters League. If you're not a PvP person, this one really isn't worth the grind, but still a new and great shiny. Then the last raid boss of the month will be from May 24th until June 1st, and it's Regigigas. This is a really good month of raids. Regigigas, by the way, can be shiny and hasn't been available in the raids shiny since, I think, Pokemon Go Fest 2021. It's honestly a super exclusive Pokemon that has made very, very few releases or returns since its release in 2019, and has a fantastic shiny variant. Although unfortunately, it is just not meta relevant for anything ever, but definitely a good legendary and good shiny to grab while it's available. Then we've got the Mega Raids for the month, which feature a brand new Mega release, starting with the current Mega Slowbro in raids until May 2nd, which is nothing super special, but definitely a decent water type Pokemon, and it's a dual Psychic and water type Mega, so that's nice too. From May 2nd until May 11th, we'll have Mega Scizor back in raids, who is currently the #1 bug type overall in the game and the #3 steel type, making it a super useful Mega and definitely one that is decent to get energy for. Then from May 11th until May 24th, a brand new Mega is being released for the first time ever, Mega Pinsir. This monster will be a dual bug and flying type with a max CP of 4,728, which is almost 100 more than Scizor. It will definitely rank as a top bug type and might even be useful as a flying, I guess depending on the moves you have for it. Either way, it's a dual type Mega, which is really, really useful to have max level Mega evolved. This also completely flips the script for Pinsir, which has just kind of been a sorta useless and annoying Pokemon to catch over the years. But now it'll be one that people might want to hunt a little bit harder, so good for Pinsir. The final Mega of the month will be Mega Altaria flying in from May 24th until June 1st. Altaria ranks as a top Dragon and Fairy type, which are honestly two very important and useful typings, so definitely good energy to grab as well. Overall, honestly a great month in raids. What about the event schedule for May, huh? Well, it's possibly the most boring month we've ever had in years. So far though, there might be more that is just not announced quite yet, but hopefully, God. The first event of the month will be an Instinctive Hero event happening from 2nd of May at 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. May 8th. This will most likely be the same exact event as the recent Mystic Hero event, where there were just some cool in-game bonuses. For the Mystic Hero event, basically you got 2 guaranteed XL candy every time you evolved a Pokemon. Honestly, super helpful. Not a very interesting thing to do, but for the grindy people who want the XLs, 2 thumbs up. And there was also a special research that gave a reward or an encounter with a Pokemon with a very exclusive costume from Team Mystic. So most likely this will be the same event, but Team Instinct. There's actually been a leak of the Pokemon that we might be getting for the Instinctive Hero event, and it honestly looks pretty underwhelming. Especially the costume, if you would consider it that. It's just like a band. Reese, the editor of the channel, he could make a better one. Watch. Boom. That's what should be it. Somebody hire this guy. Already did. The next event will be happening on May 6th, and it will be a raid day lasting from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's not an elite raid day, which actually we do have some news for as well. So what is this event? I personally think this will be a classic raid day like we got with Mega Gyarados or Mega Kangaskhan, where basically for the 3 hours, every single gym you see will have a raid of Genghis or Gengar or whatever the featured Pokemon is. It's going to be all over the raids. Except this time, it's going to be different because remote raiding has pretty much been entirely destroyed. So will this be an event that many people even play? Because when remote raiding was a thing, these events were super popular, they were super fun, everybody played them, it was awesome. But I will say, Niantic did, when nerfing and destroying remote raids, say that they will be adjusting the daily limit of the amount of remote raids that you can use in a day during specific special events. So we could see that happen here for the first time ever. But the problem now with remote raids isn't so much the 5 per day daily limit, it's the 2 times the price for each remote raid pass, which just isn't really worth it for many people anymore. So I guess we're gonna see what happens with that event. Then from May 11th at 10 o'clock a.m. until May 17th at 8 o'clock p.m. local time, we will have the Valorous Hero event, which should again be the exact same thing as the Mystic Hero event or the Team Valor themed event or the Instinct event, which is, I mean, honestly kind of a pretty boring event, which lasts 6 days, because during the Team Mystic event, there were really no special spawns, there wasn't really much to do in game other than like the 1 bonus. It's really underwhelming. So like for like a cool 2-3 day event, I think that's a really dope idea, but for a full 6 days? I don't know, this seems like the whole of Niantic is just taking the month off. Speaking of taking the month off, then we have the May 13th Elite Raid Makeup Day. So, no new Elite Raids this month. If you played the Regidrago Elite Raid Day, you'll know that it was an absolute mess, especially if you were on the other side of the world in the APAC region. So to do right by the community, Pokemon GO has officially announced that they'll be having a Regidrago Elite Raid Makeup Day. And for players who are impacted most in the APAC region, they'll be getting a special item bundle alongside the makeup event that will include 3 premium raid passes and 2 silver pineapples. So that's pretty cool. And there will also be not just 1, but 2 special researches that players can work on that will reward candies for Regirock, Regice, and Registeel. So that's honestly pretty cool that we all get 2 of those. But unfortunately, there's still no mention of special spawns that used to happen after the Elite Raids were completed, which included the legendary bird spawning in the wild, which this feature might be a complete thing of the past. They might have just removed this from Elite Raids altogether, which, I mean, that would suck so much. That's like my favorite part of these raids. Although the spawns weren't really that special anyways, and like you didn't know which was like a normal spawn and was a, I don't know, man, they could be doing so much more with this. Okay, moving on. Community Day will be happening on May 21st from 2 to 5 p.m. local time, but we do not know which Pokemon that is, so make sure you're subscribed here to the channel to know when we figure that out. The research breakthrough box for the month will be the same exact one as we have now, which is Parasect, Pinsir, Snorlax, Gible, Furfrou, and Goomy. Raid hours for the month include Genesect on May 3rd, Tapu Fini on May 10th and 18th, and Regigigas on May 24th and May 31st. And then Spotlight Hour Pokemon include Alolan Geodude on May 2nd with 2 times Catch XP, which is not a meta-relevant Pokemon, but it is good to grind if you're looking for more XP in game. We've got Ponyta on May 9th with 2 times Catch Candy, which honestly is a kind of an interesting bonus to have for like Ponyta, because it's just definitely not a meta-relevant Pokemon. You don't need the candy for it, but this is a good idea to save Pokemon in your research breakthrough stack that are meta-relevant, like from the most recent research day with Stunfisk and Galarian Stunfisk, or just catch a bunch of legendaries during this hour. Bellsprout will be on May 16th with 2 times Transfer Candy. Again, Bellsprout not very meta relevant, but Shadow Weeping Bell is a decent poison type, so it could be good candy to get. And my favorite, Scorpy, will have a Spotlight Hour on May 23rd with 2 times Evolution XP. Scorpy is easily one of the best shinies in the entire game, but its evolution Drapion is not really meta relevant, so more of a fun hunt than like a necessary one. And finally, Hound Hour will be on May 30th with 2 times Catch Stardust. Houndour's evolution, Houndoom, does have a Mega Evolution, which is a top Dark and Fire type in the game, so it's good candy to get, and, you know, good hundo to get if you could find it. And one of the most important events happening, Community Day Classic, is actually coming this weekend. On Saturday, April 29th from 2 to 5 p.m. local time, one of the most meta-relevant Pokemon returns for a Calm Day event, Swinub. Swinub will obviously be spawning like heck and will have a 1 in 25 boosted shiny odds in the wild. Evolving over to Mamoswine will give you the move Ancient Power, which, I mean, it's honestly not Mamoswine's top move, which is kind of interesting that they chose to use this as the Calm Day one. Or maybe this has always been the Calm Day move. It's not really great. But Mamoswine is really great. In PvP, it's ranked 23rd in the Masters League and 36th as a Shadow. And as a Shadow, it is a top ground type in Pokemon Go, and it is both the #1 non-mega, non-legendary ice type in the game, and the non-Shadow version is the #1 non-Shadow ice type in the entire game. And ice types are extremely useful against all of the flying type legendaries and raid bosses that we get in-game. During this classic event, there will also be field research to do that will reward evolution items, Stardust balls, and more, because you do need Sinnoh stones to evolve over to Mamoswine. And there's a $1 special research that everyone that stays getting Shundos out of that I have not yet. Also, event bonuses include 3 times catch Stardust, which is huge. I will definitely be grinding. 3-hour lure modules and incense, and snapshot surprises, which are helpful if you're looking to get more platinum badges and you have not gotten your platinum for the snapshot one. And that's what's going down in the future of Pokemon Go. If you're excited, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and check out the other videos on screen. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.